Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Anime Chat with me, your host, Pop. And it's a new month, which means a new theme. And the theme of today and every Sunday for March will be movies. We've got March Movie Mayhem going on. Yes, indeed. So glad to see you're all coming by. We're going to have a look at some of the best anime movies out there from all decades and all genres. But before we get to all that, we're going to do some news of the week. We'll check on some rankings for some of the shows that are going on this season. Then we'll get to the main event, and then we'll go over the shows that I've been watching for this season and a little bit of update on what happened the last episode. So let's get started with news of the week, courtesy of the Anime News Network. This is going back to Monday. Cosmic Princess Kaguya film's limited 1-week run at theaters in Japan has been extended. So that must mean that a lot of people want to see that film, and they're like, yes, we will keep it out longer for you to go and enjoy it in the theaters. Evangelion franchise announces new series. It's the 30th anniversary of Evangelion. And I guess they've announced it at the festival they had. So more Evangelion goodness for all you Evangelion fans. Classroom of the Elite Season 4's second video reveals song artist, a 90-minute April 1st debut. Kamina Botan Yoheru Sugata wa Yuri no Hana anime reveals teaser, ending song, and sequence info. April 10th debut. The Sado Life of Rose the Witch manga gets TV anime. Oh, it's a reverse isekai story about fantasy world witch starting a new life in Japan's Sado Island. There we go. The Duke's son claims he won't love me, yet showers me with an adoration manga gets TV anime. Usually that's the way things go. You get the manga first, then it becomes very popular and people like it, and then it gets its own show. Next up, Observation Records of My Fiancé anime's new video reveals 3 cast members. The new Evangelion series streams teaser video. But that's it for Monday. Let's move along to Tuesday. The Oblivious Saint Can't Contain Her Power anime's teaser unveils staff and a 2026 debut. Yuka performs Tadaima Ojama Saramas TV anime's ending song. Nippon Sangoku anime's second trailer unveils more cast and staff and an April 5th debut on Amazon Prime Video. Scarlet anime film crosses 626,000 in US box office. Nice. Good to see that's doing well. Have to see what that's all about. Ocean Vale streams Do You Like Big Girls? I know there's somebody out there that likes this show, right? Fabric and probably Michael. They're also going to stream Marika's Love Meter Malfunction in advance on March the 13th. G-Kids screens Kiki's Delivery Service films 4K restoration in North America on March the 13th. So if you haven't seen Kiki's Delivery Service, I suggest going out to see it at the IMAX, because why not? It's a Ghibli film. It's Kiki's Delivery Service. It's a great film. I've watched it. Utawaremono Lost Frag game in service in April. Typical like a phone game usually is a smartphone game. They're just going to end the service. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop game Switch 2 release delayed. Okay. I wonder why the Switch 2 release would be delayed though. Comedy duo Exit guest star in 2026 Anpanman film. And that's all for Tuesday. Moving along to Wednesday. I was reincarnated as the heroine on the verge of a bad ending, and I'm determined to fall in love. The novels are going to get an anime. Okay. Homura, the Crimson Warriors visual novel, streams gameplay video for English release. Game to ship for the Switch in North America on March the 31st. So at the end of the month. Dr. Stone, Science Future anime's final part, debuts on April the 2nd. The Most Heretical Last Boss Queen Season 2 reveals more cast, song artists, and an April 7th debut. Ghost Concert Missing Songs anime's new video reveals more cast, theme songs, and an April 5th debut. Monster Hunter Stories 3 game posts developer walkthrough video and new trailer. Oh, I wonder if Kao would like that. He's a big Monster Hunter player. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You anime casts Shinya Takahashi. Crunchyroll adds Oshinoko anime's first 2 seasons. It's huge, says the Comic Relief Crusader. Huge monsters, yes. Huge monsters in Monster Hunter. Nice to see you, CRC. Hope things are going well for you. Sorry I couldn't make it to the matinee yesterday. We were out getting our errands run, so we wouldn't have to go out any time today. So yeah. But I'll probably see you on Huge Circles, which you are doing today, streaming at noon, I believe, where you keep drawing your comic, and you and Al usually chat it up there. So that's always fun stuff. Let's see here. Gunvolt Chronicles, Luminous Avenger 9 gets 2-game collection. So far, so good. No worries about yesterday. You got stuff to... Yeah, you know. It's just getting errands done. Just real life stuff comes up. You got to go out and get it done. And for you, you're starting on page 7. Look at that, eh? That's good stuff. Square Enix re-releases the original Final Fantasy VII game on PC with extra features. Square Enix really keeps going back to that Final Fantasy VII well, don't they? They're just not, if they're not re-releasing it, they're just not happy. They're gonna milk that one for all it's worth. Crunchyroll screens the second time that I got reincarnated as a slime film in US and Canada and the UK, Ireland on May the 1st. My Hero Academia All's Justice game adds Star and Stripe as first DLC character. Hulu adds Pretty Cure Anime's English dub. Sonic Racing Crossworlds game adds free Tangle and Whisper update. Now, Record of Ragnarok Season 3 anime airs in Japan from April 3rd. You like Stars and Stripes? Star and Stripe? Yeah. Very good. I when we watched season 7, I haven't watched season 8 yet, but when we both watched season 7, the wife and I, we got to see what Star and Stripe could do, and great hero. It's unfortunate what happened. Monster Hunter Stories 3 game streams concept video. It's going to launch for the Switch 2, PS5, Xbox, and PC on March the 13th. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop game rescheduled on Switch 2 for May the 28th. And that's all for Wednesday. Let's move along to Thursday. Gintama Yoshiwara in Flames compilation film drops to number 3. Cosmic Princess Kaguya film reopens at number 5. Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway The Sorcery of Nymph Circe drops to number 6. And Demon Slayer Infinity Castle to number 7. Even a Replica Can Fall in Love. TV Anime reveals more cast. April 7th debut in video. What's up, Fabric Folds? How you doing? Ni hao, glorious comrade. Just got home and wondering if those Canadians looting Mexican stores were liberals or just Greens. Were they doing that? That's terrible behavior. That is just disgusting. Don't loot. That's stealing. That's taking things that aren't yours. But good to see you, Fabric. And I think Do You Like Big Girls is coming out in April. Just so you know. Akane Banashi anime reveals a new trailer, opening song, an April 4th debut, free YouTube streaming in North and Latin America. Really? Now, if it's a good one, it'll have lots of views. Yeah, you saw that too, CRC? Yeah. Chikawa anime film reveals July 24th debut in teaser video. Onegai Aipri TV anime unveils main cast, staff, April 5th debut in teaser video. We've got Japan's video game rankings. Let's see who's at number 1. Oh, it's Yakuza Kiwami 3 for the PS5. And they were carrying tote bags with maple leaf in it. Dumb. It just says, yes, search my bag for stolen things. As far as the video game lists go, Yakuza for the PS5 is number 1, then Mario Tennis Fever, Dragon Quest 7 for the Switch and Switch 2, then for the PS4, Yakuza Kiwami 3, and then after that for the Switch 2 is Yakuza Kiwami 3, then Dragon Quest 7 for the PS5, Nioh 3 for the PS5, Mario Kart World, Animal Crossing, both of them for the Switch and Switch 2, Minecraft, Pokemon Legends, Momotaro Densetsu, Legends, Pokemon Legends again for the Switch 2, Kirby Air Riders, Reanimal, Momotaro Densetsu 2 for the Switch, Reanimal for the PS5, and then Super Mario Party Jamboree for the Switch 2. So PS5 making a few, taking a few spots on the board here. PS5 and PS4. So surprisingly, more than one. I can remember that one time we looked at it and there was absolutely no PlayStation on the list at all. But I guess they're bound to have some showing until the hype dies down. Walks out with a huge water. Yeah. What's the ranking of Defrere in mobile game? You hear it has extra feet, which is interesting for all you foot fetishes. We'll have to have a look there, Fabric, see what's going on with that. Disgaea Mayhem spin-off game heads west in summer. Looks like it's coming for the Switch 2, Switch, PS5, and PC. Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker Games trailer reveals 47th DLC character Kimimaro, Season Pass 10. Oy. You're gonna just milk this. Because there's so many characters, you can just be like, release another one, and then another one. Kiryu Fan Club TV Anime's commercial reveals opening theme song and an April 2nd premiere. Dissidia Duellum Final Fantasy smartphone games opening cinematic video reveals March release. I don't recommend this. Smartphone games are just a waste of time and money. They can turn them off on you at any time. Mado Monogatari, Fia, and the Wondrous Academy game's PC version launches on March the 25th. Witch Hat Atelier anime streams sneak peek clip. Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, beginning of a new era anime film to stream first 5 minutes online. The film will open in North America theaters on Friday with 5-minute clip streaming from February 26th to March 5th. I know there's some people that are interested in watching Uma Musume. I never really got into it myself. But hey, Pony Girls. Kagami Games releases Circus Template, an Angel's Gift visual novel in April. Gate 2, Tides of Conflict, anime's teaser reveals more staff, 2027 TV debut. The Ramparts of Ice anime reveals cast member, theme song artists. Here's one, Discotek to release the 1988 Patlabor Early Days OVA series. Oh, this is good stuff. You want to watch the classic stuff, this is it. This is where you go. Discotek Media announced on Thursday it has licensed the 1988 Patlabor Early Days OVA series and will release it with both the English dub and subtitles. Discotek did not provide a release date for the anime. Discotek also announced that it will re-release The Rose of Versailles television anime in one collection titled Lady Oscar, The Rose of Versailles. Complete collection. Discotek previously released the anime on 2 Blu-ray discs in April and June 2021 and will also collect its releases of the 5 Lupin the Third television specials from 1994 to 1988. In the Lupin the Third TV Specials Collection 2 release, which will include galleries, liner notes, and alternate versions of Lupin the Third, The Secret of Twilight Gemini. Made in Japan previously released Patlabor Early Days as part of the Complete Collection Blu-ray disc, releases in 2013, 2018, and 2020, which also include the franchise's television anime, The New Files, 1990 OVA, and 3 anime films. 5 minutes? That's not enough time to establish fetishes. I mean world building. Well, that's why you gotta wait and go see the film, Fabric. So yes, Discotek releasing 1988 Pat Labor Early Days OVA series. Let's go. That's awesome. Madoka Magica Walpurgisnacht Rising anime film opens on August the 28th. For all you Madoka Magica fans, I myself never got into Madoka Magica, and I heard it's actually really dark, even though it's magical girls. Well, that's all for Thursday. Let's move along to Friday. Gintama creator Hideki Sorachi's Dandelion debut one-shot manga gets Netflix anime series in April. Oh, and YouTube now has all episodes of Initial D. It's a drifting anime. Why? What do you think I meant? Well, I know what Initial D is. They even have video games you can play in the arcades of Initial D. But yes, that's good to know. You can. It's nice that you can watch stuff just on YouTube, especially if you're an Initial D fan. I don't know what I feel about Netflix. They're just trying. Looks like they're just grasping for stuff to throw on there. Because Dandelion from the Gintama creator, and it's a one-shot manga. It doesn't mean it's going to be any good if it's just a one-shot. So I think they're just grasping at straws. I think Netflix is just desperate. Magical girls equals quality fabric folds. Yeah, it does. '70s style robot anime Geppy X PSX game gets remastered release in English on July 16th. It's going to be available for the PS5, PS4, Switch, and Xbox, and PC. Okay, they're coming out for everything. I definitely want to see some gameplay footage, though. Initial D is way better written than it has any right to be. Yeah, okay, there you go. That's dedication. That's somebody who really wants their show to do well. This next one, I almost called it Kill Bill, but it's Kill Blue TV anime cast Shoya Chiba and Yoshiki Nakajima. Goodbye Lara anime's first main promo video reveals July debut and more cast. Go for it, Nakamura. TV anime reveals April 1st debut in third promo video. Just a second. All right. Crunchyroll adds Me and Roboco anime film. I wouldn't watch Roboco if you paid me to. So, just just my gut feeling of it and what I've seen of it. Yeah, that would be a no. Show 3 Ashibe QQ Gomachan anime reveals main cast and visual. Duel Masters Lost Anime announces 4th part. I don't know much about Duel Masters at all, but no, they got a 4th part coming. New Pokemon Winds/Waves games announced for Switch 2 in 2027. You thought they canceled Roboco? Well, maybe they did, but it looks like Crunchyroll is just adding the film. So I guess they're going to milk that for all it's worth. Pokemon Champions Games trailer reveals April release for Switch version. A lot of Pokemon news here, fellas. Pokemon Legends ZA Games trailer reveals Mega Garchomp Z. Hyperspace Distortion Mystery Gift for Mega Dimension DLC. Man, oh man. Pokemon Pokopia Games trailer introduces DJ Rotom, Chef Dente, Hide and Seek. It's a life sim game. It's a Pokemon life sim game. Alright. Anime Central to screen US premiere for Goodbye Lara anime. They made a film of Roboco. Do they hate money? Yes. That was probably a very big blunder on their part. Somebody trolling them and being like, oh, this is the best thing ever. You should make a movie. And then they're just laughing as they go and waste money on making a movie. The Switch 2's GameCube Nintendo Classic Service adds Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness game in March. Zeiken Dekata Hon manga gets TV anime and a live action series. Okay, you're getting a TV anime and live action series. Wow. Ace of Diamond Act 2 second season anime debuts on April the 5th. Baseball anime, Diamond Act 2. Okay, Ace of Diamond. Beyond Twilight, short anime's trailer reveals cast, staff, ending theme song artist, and an April 7th premiere. North American anime manga releases. I usually skip by these, but look, it's got the girls from 2.5 Dimensional Seduction on there. What is going on? Okay, it's coming out on Blu-ray. $90 US for that. Whoa. And the collector's edition steelbook is $130. Ugh. Man, oh man. Rurouni Kenshin. That's expensive as well. You're happy for the Ace fans? Yeah, there you go. Exactly. No way. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. I mean, I liked 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, but I'm not going to spend that much money on it. I mean, I bought the figures, so. This is all manga. Digital manga. Print novel, digital novel. Video game releases. Ooh, City Hunter. That'd be awesome. Try that. Pokemon, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Resident Evil, Tales of Berseria remastered. Other releases, Oshinoko TV anime. First season official guidebook. Well, I'm just disappointed in that, but maybe if I wait for a bit, maybe they'll have it for a good deal on Amazon or something. Wait for a sale. Get it at a better deal than that. $90 US. Oof. Beastars final season anime second part reveals new trailer and more cast. You'll wait 6 months and pick it up when they discount it. Haven't watched 2D. Is it worth the watch? I thoroughly enjoyed it, Fabric. My honest honest review of 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. It's a fun show about this one guy. He's a nerdy otaku, and he only likes 2D girls. 3D girls scare him. Until this one girl that joins the club that he's in cosplays as his favorite 2D girl. And so they go on a bit of a journey together. And it turns into almost a harem, I guess. Sort of. There's a lot of you've seen a lot of the girls, so. You thought Beastars was done? I don't think so, CRC. It just says here, the final season. Anime's second part reveals new trailer. But yes, as far as 2.5 goes, if you're interested in that, watching a young girl get into the world of cosplay, and this fella, he doesn't stay, and it's nice because there's a lot of character development along the way. He doesn't stay like a nerdy recluse otaku who can't talk to girls. They get to know each other better. So there's a lot of ups and downs in it, and I would recommend, if you wanted to watch it, that would be a good idea. You'll definitely like the teacher, I think. So. All right, let's move along here. Amazon Prime Video reveals English dub trailer for Nippon Sangoku anime. New Rilakkuma short anime reveals April 4th debut. First promo video. And that's it for Friday. There's only 2 articles for Saturday, and that is Drops of God TV anime new video unveils more cast and half-year run, April 10th debut. Half-year run, wow. That's a ways to go. Looks like 2 dudes on there, though, but this might be not what I'm thinking it should be. Is it on HIDIVE, and how's the fan service? Fan service is all right, and I don't know if it's on HIDIVE. We can actually check that like right quick here. Let's go here. Let's go here. We'll go to our trusty encyclopedia. And let's see. .5. Oh, and it gets an English dub on May 7th. So, hey, you can even wait. HIDIVE. There you go. It is on HIDIVE. HIDIVE revealed on Tuesday the English dubcast for the television anime of Yu Hashimoto's 2.5 Dimensional Seduction manga, which begins streaming on Wednesday. The company posted a dub trailer. Here's the story. I have no interest in real girls, so claims Okamura, the president of the school's manga club. He's your typical otaku obsessed with a sexy fictional 2D manga character known as Liliel. Then the new school year starts, and a real 3D girl named Ryuisa, whose passion is cosplay, joins the club. Ryuisa convinces Okamura to become her photographer, and guess who her favorite manga character is? Not only that, but Ryuisa is into modeling the fetishy stuff. The boundaries between 2D and 3D start to blur as this hot-blooded romantic comedy unfolds. So there you go, Fabric. The second Gundam Hathaway film tops first film box office after 29 days. For all those Gundam fans out there. So it's like my dress up. Godzilla here will be thrilled. Yeah. He'll be thrilled, but I wonder if he'll binge the whole thing. I think it's 24 episodes for the first season. All right. That was Saturday. That was just two articles for Saturday. Sunday. I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class. TV Anime Reveals April 7th debut. More cast. Theme song artist in second promo video. Yuki Yuna is a hero anime. Gets new stage play in June. Laid Back Camp's 4th season anime's promo video reveals returning cast, staff, and a 2027 debut. Ascendance of a Bookworm, adopted daughter of an Archduke anime reveals 7 more cast members. Hell Mode, Chain Soldier Season 2, and more anime get English dubs in March. Well, that's now. Once again, High Dive announced on Thursday will stream English dubs of Hell Mode. The hardcore game dominates another world with garbage balancing. On March the 4th, second season television anime Chain Soldier on March 11th, and reincarnated as a dragon hatchling on March 18th. So if you don't like reading subtitles, you can watch the dubs of these ones, and it looks like sooner rather than later. Next up, Bang Dream, our Notes mobile game reveals global release in main trailer. Forget hydrogen batteries, Godzilla are going to be summoned with dress-up ecchi. Yeah. Hey, Godzillionaire. My dress-up darling. And then boom, right there. Scenes from Awajima Anime's new video reveals more cast, ending song artist, and an April 9th debut. Bang Dream, It's My Go, Ave Mujica sequel TV anime to debut next January. We got the Japanese Animation TV ranking. Let's see what's on there. Yeah, typical, as usual, Saze-san, Detective Conan, Chibi Maruko-chan, Doraemon, Blue Miburo, Star Detective Precured, Crayon Shin-chan, Oedo Fire Slayer, Animated Sorrow no George, The Smurfs Season 3, and Oshiri Tentai. Nope, no breaking for dub with chained quality story so far. Hey, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm having a good old time watching Chain Soldier. I just want to see the showdown between the demon force and the gods. Like I'm just waiting for the 10th commander, the supreme commander, to go into action against the gods. I mean, this is going to be just a wild battle. And I hope they get to it. Well, that's all for Sunday. That's all for the news, unless there's something that they didn't put in there that I missed. Oh, yeah. Singer-songwriter Neil Sedaka dies at 86, in case you guys didn't know that. I'm sure people were hearing the news. Yeah, you're looking forward to it too, Fabric? Yeah, that'll be oh man, the battle is just going to be just wild. And finally, the new Prince of Tennis manga to end in 6 more chapters. Well, there you go. I mean, everyone knows of Prince of Tennis, but I don't think anybody watches it or anything like that. But there it is. It's ending. And that is all the news. Everyone's caught up. Let's move along to the rankings. Let's see where the shows are this week. And at number 1 this week is Journal with Witch, then Frieren, Golden Kamui, Fate, Strange Fate, Shiba Yugi, You and I Are Polar Opposites, Sentenced to Be a Hero. Thing is, they're getting really close to hentai territory with the rewards. Yep. Yeah, they're getting there all right. I always wonder what kind of reward he's going to get next. And what's this you hear that anime will get you arrested now in the UK? What? That's the UK. They come to your door if you say mean things online. Oh no, you're saying mean things. We're going to have to ask you to stop saying mean things, hurting people's fifis. Who knows what stupid law they've come up with there. Hey, what's up, B17? How you doing? You'd be locked up pretty quickly. Yeah, so at number 7 is Sentenced to Be a Hero, which I highly recommend to watch. Oshinoko, Hell's Paradise, Champignon Witch, The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife, Holy Grail of Eris, Trigun Stargaze, Fire Force, Tamon's B-Side, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chain Soldiers at number 17, MHA Vigilantes, Declared Moonlit Dusk, Gnosia, which is way too high on the list for my liking. The Other World's books depend on the bean counter. Tojima wants to be Kamen Rider. Yoroi Shinden Samurai Troopers. Kaya-chan isn't scary. The Villainess is adored. Wash It All Away. Roll Over and Die. Jack of All Trades. Party of None. There was a Cute Girl in a Hero's Party. Your Eternity. Easygoing Territory. Scum of the Brave. Hell Teacher. Noble Reincarnation. Hanakimi. The Darwin Incident. Can't be in a rom-com with your childhood friends. And at the bottom, Dead Account. That's from Anime News Network. Now over here, yeah, that's why I come over here, Fabric, because who knows how they do their voting on shows at Anime News Network. But this has actual numbers besides what to show what people have been watching. And number 1 is Jujutsu Kaisen. 2 is One Piece, then Reincarnated as Dragon Hatchling, Frieren, Bakido, Fate Strange Fake, Hell's Paradise Season 2, Sentenced to Be a Hero, Hell Mode, and Jack of All Trades Party of None. So there's your top 10 for this site. Fire Force is good. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people like Fire Force. It's by the same guy that did Soul Eater. That's why the character designs look exactly like them. And I hear there's a lot of fan service in it. So there you go. All right. Well, yeah, I've seen that too, Fabric. People crying about Fire Force and they're like, oh no. It's like, you know what? You really need to worry about more important things. You're obviously not starving or anything like that. If you have time to worry about minor things like that, you're gonna worry about a little bit of panty flash or whatever. It's like, you know what? You're living too comfortably if you're gonna complain about that. Your profile picture scared B17. All right, well, let's get along to the main event. And I have a new background picture. Because that's the game I've been playing now, is guess that background picture. You just got the season 1, episode 6, and you like it. Hey, right on. So, if you guys can guess what show this is from, it's testing your anime knowledge. So let me get set up here for the movie, because March is all about the movies. March Movie Mayhem is what we're doing. Gotta find it here. There we go. There it is. Full Metal Pantsu. Not quite fabric. Not quite. All right. The first movie is a Studio Ghibli movie. And it was one that was recommended to me by our large kaiju friend, Godzillionaire. And Godzillionaire was like, this is a good one. You should watch it. So I went and bought the Steelbook edition because it was reasonably priced. And me and Mrs. Mechanic watched it yesterday. And it is called The Wind Rises. There's our main character. His name's Jiro. Right now, at this point in time in his life, he's a young boy. He is nearsighted. He has glasses that he wears. He's sleeping right now and dreaming. Dreaming about flying. Yes, this is a good film. CRC. And there he is. That's his plane that he wants to fly in his dream. He's flying plane. He's got that dream. And everybody's like, hey, look at that. But up above him, yeah, the storm clouds and a bunch of, they look like bombs. You haven't seen it, so this should be good, you hope? You know what? Yes. So there's a giant airship that he runs into in his dream. And I believe he just, his plane crumbles. He is falling. And he wakes up. Finally figure out where he is. So it's your typical life in Japan there. I believe this is around the early 1900s. We don't get an exact date. They don't throw dates up. But he's wearing his geta. You can see his sandals he has on there. And he is, I believe he's looking to get a magazine from Teacher. And it's about aviation. It's an aviation magazine. There we go. He's like, thanks. He's like, it's in English. He's like, that's okay. I have a dictionary. I can try to translate it. And as he's leaving, he sees this poor kid getting bullied. So he helps him out. And I thought they were going to make this a bigger deal than it is. But nope, he just knows he has to help out somebody who's small getting bullied by, jerks. And he throws him over his shoulder. And he gets home and his mom's like, oh, you fighting is never justified. Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, but neither is bullying. So if this guy stopped it, that's good for him. And we find out he has a sister who pesters him, as little sisters often do. But he's looking at this guy, the famous aircraft designer, and he's Italian. What did he call him? Mr. Caprino? Caprino? She notices that he's got, some bruises and cuts on him, so she wants to help him out, put some iodine. Later on that night, he's laying out there looking at the stars, thinking it'll improve his eyesight if he's focusing on them. And it's a meteor shower. And he's always slipping into daydreams. So then that's when he sees the Italian planes from his dream. And that later that night he has a dream where he meets the guy, the Italian inventor. And he shows that, hey, look at all these planes. They're being made for war, as they have bombs on the underside of them. Yeah, his name is Count Caproni. So he's dreaming right now. This isn't happening. This isn't real, but he's showing they're both living a dream of building airplanes, which is what the little guy wants to do. Jiro wants to build airplanes. And Mr. Caproni says, well, after the war, we'll have transport planes that look like this. Not made for war, but very luxurious. And instead of bombs, it'll carry passengers. As they make their way up to the wing, and he shows him his newest vision. This looks like a giant flying boat. It's got triple wings for that lift that it needs. The twin-tailed plane almost looks like a World War I Lewis. Ah, yeah. Well, if it was his design. So he wants to know, do you think I can design airplanes? He's like, listen, I'm not a pilot. I don't even know how to fly. But he's an aeronautical engineer. And off he goes, and his dream ends. His mother's like, you were talking in your sleep. And he tells her his dream is to be an aeronautical engineer. The years go by. Although we don't know this just yet, but there he is, a young kid, and there he is a little older now, traveling on a train. I believe he's heading to Tokyo. He gives his spot to a nice young lady there who needs it. So that shows that he's very considerate of other people. And he sits out beside on the train, and he's just reading over his book when a young lady comes out as well at the same time. And a big gust of wind takes his hat. She catches it for him. He's like, thanks. And he continues on with his work. However, as they get closer to Tokyo, you think it was based on a true story a bit? The reason they tried so many wing designs during World War I was that the engines were underpowered. That was solved by the radials of the mid-20s. Yes. Yes, exactly, Fabric. And you were right, comic. I believe it is based on the life of this guy, Jiro. And I finally figured the date out with the earthquake. It was the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923, and it made a mess of everything. But he was on that train when the earthquake hit, and then everyone evacuated from the train. The young girl he met, her nursemaid, hurt her leg, so he's going to help them. So he piggybacks her out of there. And he uses his slide rule as a splint. Puts it on her leg so she can at least keep that leg from getting worse. But he's all of a sudden, he is going to the university, but he's like, I will divert from what I'm doing, and I'm going to help you get to your house. And all along, you hear this weird this weird sound. It's a hoof, hoof, and it's the Tokyo starting on fire. There is a fire started because of the earthquake, and everything's made of wood, and everything is packed together. So this fire has nothing but fuel and high winds. So they're trying to get away. There's aftershocks, of course. So out come the aftershocks. He managed to go get some water, or soak his shirt in water to give the nanny and the girl a drink of water. And he's going to go get help. With the young girl is going to come with him so they can go get help. But there's the fire. The fire is raging. Tokyo is burning. There is destruction everywhere. She finally makes it back. There we are. There's her family home. And he brings the help back to pick up the nanny, and they want to know, well, what's your name? And he's just, off he goes. Over to the university, which is on fire. And they're trying to save the books. Save the books so they don't get burned. He meets up with his buddy there. Meanwhile, he finds a postcard from Mr. Caproni, and he built his giant boat, seaplane, as it were. And they're filming it and everything. So they fire it up. There they go. And it's lifting off. But it is too heavy. It crashes back into the sea. The wings break. That thing was just too darn heavy. And so he's like, stop the camera, stop filming this. That's enough of that. Here he is pulling the film out of the camera. Meanwhile, they're trying to stop the books from being on fire. And this is all that's left. People to survive. One single faucet. So Tokyo rebuilds. Him and his buddy go out for something to eat. Just like Hughes' Spruce Goose. Yep. That's what I thought too. It's like, yeah, Howard Hughes built that giant plane and it got out of the water. But that was it. By the time the war ended before he could put it into use. So Jiro always has mackerel, and he's like, look at the bone, look at that curve, because that's the essence of a wing, is the curve, which the air it causes the lift because the air travels faster underneath than it does over top, or it's the other way around, it travels faster over top than it does underneath. Anyway, it provides lift from the curve, and that's what he makes. A lady brought something for him. It's the shirt and the slide rule he used to help her out, and a thank you letter. So he runs out, but she's nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, he's home. His sister has arrived. So they complement each other. And I believe she's like, there was a lady there. He's like, I know I tried to visit her once, but their home was just gone, wiped out. So they're going to take the ferry. And she reveals her dream to him. She wants to study medicine in Tokyo. He's like, don't worry, I'll talk to father next time. I'll try to convince him to let you go study medicine in Tokyo. Some more years pass. So it's probably 1926 or so. The beginning of the Showa era. So the earthquake was in 1923. And that was just it wasn't the start of the Showa era, but it was just almost there. So, and they see bankruptcies going on for banks. People are having runs on the banks, so they're having their trouble. It's getting close to the Great Depression, so it's around that time when banks are having a hard time and failing. And I believe he's starting his first job at the Mitsubishi Internal Combustion Engine Company. So there's his boss, very strict-looking short guy. They should have more powerful engines by now. Yeah, we'll see if they do. So the boss shows him, this is where you work. There's where your hat goes. Get to work. And so he does. He gets to work on designing parts of airplanes. Yep, here we go. So he's working away. Once again, he has another one of his daydreams. Until he gets interrupted. It's time for lunch. It looks like he was put on a fool's errand by the boss. He's like hazing you, trying to. The fitting's already done, but he asked him to make one of it. So then they go to the factory where they're building the planes, and he wants to have a good close look. So he's looking it over, as every good engineer should. They should pay a visit to the facilities where things are being built. Don't just look at them on paper. And it looks like he's come up with a better idea for the strut. The chief here checks out what he's doing. He's like, "What are you doing here? That's not a fitting." It's like, "Oh, I finished that. This is another something I'm working on." He's working on a bit of one. It's got a bit of a shock to it, so it's got like a spring or a wire that helps with the movement of the wing. Didn't Mitsubishi copy and improve on the Mercedes Inline 6? Well, we're getting there. You'll see. So the only thing that this clown could come up with is telling him to submit your work as soon as you finish it, instead of going on to something else. Ah, the same engine Fokker used. Okay. So he's like, "Hey, what's up with the aux here?" He's like, "That's how they pull the planes to the field." He's like, "What are we living in them? We're not even modern. That's how backwards we are," he says. We have aux pulling the planes into position. And there we go. They're at the field. It's time to test flight. And it seems to be going pretty well. And he gets they're calculating the speed of it. 145 knots. Now, I believe he's going to go into a power dive and try to break the speed record. However, that is where things start to go wrong. The wings break off, and the pilot has to parachute to safety as the plane crashes into the ground. So it couldn't hold up to the stresses, and they are looking through the wreckage. He's the one that designed the strut fitting, and he wondered if it failed. So the Army's not going to go with their plane. Instead, they're going to switch gears and build a bomber with help from Junkers. So on his way home, stops in, gets a bit of a snack for himself. Notices that there's 3 kids waiting for their parents to finish work. They're just waiting. And he offers them something to eat, but they decline. The one older girl is like, "No," and pulls him away, and that's it. They decline his offer. Computer's lagging. You gotta restart. All right, CRC. That's all right. You show that computer who's boss. So they both have some sponge cake. and tea. And he wonders why Japan is so poor. And he's like, we're paying the Germans for their technology. His buddy's going to get married. He's leaving for Tokyo to get married. And because he's going to Germany and his buddy, he found out his buddy's going to Germany. So here we go. Off to Germany. Now this is probably around 1930 or so. Around there. So no bad guys yet, no goose stepping bad guys yet. But as you can see, lots of planes. Lots of German planes. Oh, pronounced Junkers. It's German, so they're accurate following the German-Japanese engineering collaboration in the late 20s, 29s, early 30s. There you go, Fabric. Yes. Okay, Junkers. Yes, shall pronounce it that way. So they're supposed to be collaborating and cooperating with each other, but they're not showing them much of anything until they open up the large hangar to reveal this thing. That is a huge bomber. The Hugo Boss enthusiasts don't show up until 36, 37. Yes, that's right, Fabric. So they're allowed, as engineers, they're allowed to look over the plane, but there's some things that are restricted. But apparently they have all metal frame technology that the Japanese want. And he checks out a small version. And he has a look at. But then he's stopped by these guys. He's like, you guys copy everything. This technology belongs to Germany. So he's very calm. Jiro is very calm, and he's like, this is what was said. He didn't say we couldn't inspect the plane, but there's Mr. Junkers there. He's like, they can look at the plane. Let them look it over. And they give him a hearty bow of thanks. Now they're riding in the plane. And they want to see what it looks like in the wing. Yes, let's like Fabric Foles mentioned, let's remember the Germans created all of this during the Weimar era when they were paying crushing reparations to France and Britain. Yes, absolutely. I mean, the technology is amazing at the time. So they're looking at the design. They get stopped by this guy. He's like, what are you doing? You can't come back here. And they're like, hey, we've got permission. We got permission to be here. Show us where you work. And there they are. They do sort of a pullback, and they're in the wing. So they're back at the hotel. Junkers makes radiators too. This almost looks like that plane. Yeah, they probably did. So they're discussing the futility of the situation, how the Japanese are so far behind in technology. So they're going to go for a walk. You can hear some operatic music coming from the window. But all of a sudden there's a group of guys there. We're not sure what they are, because somebody runs by them. So right, they're looking for somebody. Once again, he's starts his daydream as he's on by the train there, and you've got a plane crashing out of the sky, falling to pieces. There's discussions that some are returning back to Japan and other people are staying behind. It looks like he stayed behind. Once again, another daydream. He's on a train. There's Mr. Caproni. Wants him to come on his final flight. There it is. He's like, hop on in. They were pioneering hydraulics, drivetrains, anything that was associated with automobile and aircraft. Yes, Fabric. That's when a lot of the big inventions were made. He's like, hey, climb on. This is a monster, this thing. Huge. Everybody helps him in. And away they go. He's Mr. Caproni's telling him, you know, this plane's too big for war. Jiro's like, we could never build something like this. There's his wife and kids. They're in their own airplane. A lot of deep thoughts when he's with Mr. Caproni. He lays it out for him that aircraft are destined to become tools for slaughter and destruction. That's Jiro's design right there. That's his design. He gets complimented. It looks very graceful. And he eventually wakes up. And he's working hard at it. So he's going to be put into the leading the project. He's like, I'll do it. I want my buddy on the team. He's like, no, we got other plans for Honjo. So his project is to design plane for carrier landing. Oof, the very first aircraft carrier. And landing on that deck. And let me tell you, this is scary stuff. I think that plane just barely made it. Yeah, he just barely made it on there. They're all covered in oil and everything. So they get washed up. There's another plane. It's taken off. One of them took off anyway, successfully. And this other one, not so much. It didn't make it. So they have to go rescue. That's the problems you have with trying to land a plane on a ship. So he finally got his plane designed, ready to go. And off it goes. And it flies around, but we never quite hear how it went. Instead, he's on a train going to like a mountain retreat, as this young lady is painting. As she looks familiar. If not the Treaty of Versailles, no Mustache Man in Germany and Japan would have become technological powerhouses that would still be innovating vehicles today. Yeah, the punishment was quite severe for that. The reparations were pretty steep. There we go. There's her father. But her umbrella that she had here gets away. Jiro goes after it as it's very windy and it pulls him across the field as he rescues it. They would have been superpowers and the US would be a middle power. It could be, fabric. I mean, as far as history goes, it may have played out that way. Just a second. Yes, there's a lot of what ifs would have happened with things like that. It's almost I almost think that things are getting steered in a certain direction. I do like my 20th century history. I'm a very big history buff for that moment in time, the 20th century, and it's almost like things were sort of steered in that direction on purpose. Outside influence or whatever it was, but just strange that's how things ended up. So he saves the umbrella because it's not theirs, it's the hotel's. And he gets thanked for it. And yeah, back to his room where he can relax. Like that. And have another one of his daydreams. But I don't think it's a very good daydream. Let's see. Yes. It's actually what happened to his airplane. So we find out now that his airplane that he designed came apart in pieces. So that's why he's taking a break, it looks like. You get the feeling there's something at the wheel sometimes too. The U.S. was never meant to be a superpower. I know, and it's just I can't put my finger on what it might be, but I feel as if there's a force that's guiding the events that happen. You don't have the temperament for it. Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, the young lady and her father come for dinner, and Jiro is there as well. He's having dinner at his own table. She can't keep her eyes off him. Meanwhile, we've got this fella who's eating a bunch of greens. Like, it looks like he's just eating plants. But there he is. He's eating those. He notices her. Noticing him. And the next day, he's out for a leisurely stroll in the mountains. We were supposed to be Canada with worst beer. Yeah, okay. All right, Fabric. The one thing I do admire and I really wish we had was your version of the Constitution and all the amendments and all that. I wish we had that, but we do not have that. It's a watered down version. It actually gives us no rights. So I wish we would have picked up on the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights and all that. Welcome back, Comic Relief Crusader. Nice to see ya. We got our hero here. He's walking there, enjoying a relaxing time. Oh, he stumbles upon the easel and the painting of the young lady. She's not around. So he goes a little further along the trail. And there she is. She was praying at the spring. Yeah, the Charter of Rights isn't. Yes, exactly, Fabric. You even know what it's called. Good for you. She was actually praying that he came along. She was giving thanks to the spring. She asked it to bring you here to me, and there you go. She remembers him. She was that young girl that they helped after the earthquake. She introduces herself, and he introduces himself. And they use the umbrella to help during the downpour on the way back to the hotel. And it finally stops. The downpour. They meet up with her father. The introductions are made. And they're having a good old time at the bar. When all of a sudden, this guy shows up. Now, I had my suspicions that he might be a German spy. But he says things to Jiro. He knows that he's an engineer. He's like, Dr. Junkers is in trouble. He knows where he was. He's like, if he fights the government, he will blow up. As soon as a waiter comes by, he just changes the subject casually. So he is like, if you make war, Japan will blow up. A very well-written story. You'll have to buy it to hear the score. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Actually, Mrs. Mechanic commented on the music and about how good it was. And I'm like, yes, yeah, very good. A very heartfelt story. When you watch it, I can't do it justice just by going through it like we do, but I have to because of, copyright and all that kind of stuff. But you'll definitely have a really good time enjoying it yourself. Thanks to Trudeau Sr. for that. Yes, I know, CRC. It was Trudeau Sr. that did a lot of damage. And I don't know why everybody went gaga for the guy, but he was not good for us in the West anyway. Fabric, you hate the art, love the story. Well, they do have their own distinct art style, that's for sure. So he finds out the young girl is a little bit under the weather. And they have to bring in a doctor. So he hears the doctor. And he goes out for a smoke, because it seems like everybody smokes in this picture. Then in the morning, she's not there. he does a little airplane design and sends it flying, and it gets stuck. So he has to get up there and get it. And he is just barely hanging on when the ledge breaks and he catches himself. But there she is. She's up there looking at him. He's flying his plane around. He's like showing her. He's like, look, here we go. And he has a rubber band that he launches it with. And the plane just flies beautifully. She catches it barely. And it's like, oh man, don't fall off. He's watching peacefully, quietly. That's why I think he's a spy. I really do. Later on, he's playing at the piano. Everyone's singing a German song. It must be a German drinking song or something. But everybody's having a good time. So he's very observant. He's the one that says, oh yes, the young fellow is in love, and I believe it's with your daughter. He's like, what? And Jiro's like, yep, it's Nahoko. And he's like, I want to marry your daughter. She's like, I got to tell you something first. My mother died of tuberculosis, and I have contracted it as well. But he still wants to be with her, even if she has tuberculosis. And from then on, they are a couple. She's trying to get better, and he is working hard designing his airplanes. They're getting into the technical specs of reducing drag by using flush mount rivets. Oh, but he gets a call. It's an emergency. The special police are looking for him. So they want him to stay out of sight. So they bring all his stuff to the office there, and he's going to stay there for a bit. I don't know why the special police were looking for him. I'm thinking because of that German spy, I think. They're trying to keep him hidden. He can't go back home because the police will be opening his mail. So he's staying at his boss's place. But he gets a call. Nahoko has had a lung hemorrhage. That's not good. So he has to make it to Tokyo from where he is. They didn't have a cure until 33, so it's a death sentence in the 30s. 43. Okay, yeah. No, that's what sucks. So away he goes. He's got to make it to Tokyo from where he is. So he runs to the house, enters through the side gate, through the garden. Everything is a German drinking song. Could be. There we go. He's happy to see her. She's happy to see him. But she's already planning to go to the sanatorium for help with her tuberculosis. Meanwhile, he's back at work. He's got a meeting with the board, then a meeting with the Navy. He's like, you weren't even listening. He's like, yeah, I wasn't. So there's his design where you tuck the running gear up to get more speed and minimizing drag. He knows, he even says the engines are underpowered. But they're going to build an all-metal fighter. Meanwhile, at the sanatorium, Nahoko is out there with everyone else that's sick. She gets a letter to read. And I believe that makes it so that she heads back. Looks like a Corsair. It's probably going to be the Zero. So he gets a phone call at work. And it's the fact that she's on a train heading to Tokyo to see him. So there we go. A tearful meeting at the train station. So he goes to where he's staying at his boss's place, and he's like, this is my fiance. We need to get married. I want her to stay with me. So they're like, we've got permission. We're going to get married. And they're like, well, we're going to do it right then. So they get married that evening. They perform their ceremony. And there we go. They are now husband and wife. Hughes should be showing up with the Zero design pretty soon. Oh, okay. Resign had different wings. Ah, okay. Yeah, you know your stuff, Fabric. Meanwhile, his sister is coming to visit. And they both congratulate each other. He's like, congratulations on becoming a doctor. And she's like, congratulations on your marriage. Of course, like her sister, always giving him heck, always telling him that she's all alone, he's off at work. And yeah, she knows how terrible tuberculosis can be. So he brings his stuff home to work. And that's how he's staying close to her every day. There's the plane. So we get a little bit of info about what's going on with this guy. He's building bombers, but they won't even let them shield the fuel tanks, so this is not going to go well. Any enemy fire, and boom, you've got a fire on your hands. Your plane is burning up. Like that. And Jiro wonders who they're going to fight. He's like, pretty much everybody. China, Russia, Britain, Netherlands, and America. So they can see the futility of it as well. They're like, how are we going to go up against these guys? So it's all done. His plane design is all done. And he is exhausted. He's earned some sleep. And once again, they pull out the oxen to get the plane out to the field. He leaves for work. She says she's feeling better and is going to go for a walk. She's like, all right, have a good time. Fun fact, Hughes tried to sell the Zero design to the U.S. military, but it was rejected for being too light. Japanese bought it, which way the initial Zeros could turn inside the turn rate. Oh, okay. Of the Wildcat. Ah, that's interesting. I didn't know that Hughes did that. So there she goes. She's left. And his sister, who is coming in, sees her on the bus. And she's like, where is she? Oh, she went for a walk. But she left 3 letters. One for the sister. And I'm not sure who the other 2 were for, but probably her husband. Of course, the sister runs after, but she knows she can't do anything. Nahoko's gone back to the sanatorium. They're testing out his design, and this thing gets up to 240 knots. That's pretty darn fast. But he senses something far away. Later on, this is what it looks like after. It's the devastation of World War II. And there's Mr. Caproni talking to him. He's like, there's your fighter. And I almost thought he was, I almost thought he died, because all of a sudden there she is, Nahoko. But she disappears. He's just having a dream. And she tells him he must live, and so does Mr. Caproni. He's like, you must live. And he's like, I will. And there you are. It was a tribute to Jiro Hirokoshi and Tatsuo Hori. So that is The Wind Rises, a well-done Ghibli film. So there you go. That is one of the movies for March Movie Mayhem. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was well done. Very good story. Not exactly a happy ending, but an ending nevertheless. Well, all right. Yes, I'm only going to do... It took a while, so we'll probably only get through one movie for each show I'm doing here, for each stream, because that was a long one. But I think what we'll do next is go over the shows we're watching this season. All right. I'm one episode behind, but that's okay. You're reading out about the plane. You're reading out about the plane designs. That's fine. I was nerding out with the planes that Canada was using during World War II, and those planes that they had a big there was a big project here called the British Air Training Program, and in towns across Canada they would train people from across the Commonwealth. They trained the men to fly the planes, and that was pretty cool. And I would check the planes that they were try to learn about the planes they would use. We had planes called Mosquitoes and such like that. Nerd. Yeah. Just because I want to know my Canadian history. Let's see. Pretty sure I got it written down here what some of those were. See if they sound familiar to you, Fabric. Where is it here? Pretty sure I wrote them down. Oh, yeah. So in the Air Force, we had the Tiger Moth, the Harvard, the Kitty Hawk Fighter, the Bolingbroke Patrol Plane, the Stranraer, Hurricane, Spitfire, Boston Bombers, the Typhoon, the Mosquito Fighter, Lancaster Bomber, and Wellingtons, and the Liberator aircraft. So that's pretty good. We had quite the list of aircraft. All right, so this season we are getting along here. It's we're about halfway through, a little bit more than half on some of these shows. The cute girl in the heroes party. It's nice to see our main character, being able to use his powers a little more. I think this last episode where they had like 3 little delinquents trying to terrorize the town for Valentine's Day. So they're like, oh, we don't like Valentine's. So they did that. It was a Valentine's Day episode. Girls giving out chocolate to the guys. And he managed to make them see the light by, taking them out. You're familiar with all the designs of Canadian World War II planes. The Spitfire was your British variant, and the Liberator was American. Hey, all right. Look at you. Flexing that big brain. Tune into the Midnight Heart. I don't know if we're getting any closer to find out who that girl is. He's working his way through. Helping out that one girl write her songs. And write her own original songs and play them for everyone because she was too afraid to. I think the Typhoon was British as well. Could be. The Yoroi Shinden Samurai Troopers. We're getting pretty deep into it now, having to take on an original samurai trooper was possessed by the Demon Lord. The new samurai troopers have to try to take him down, but I think they have to practice and train a lot first. Anything to avoid guessing your background. Somebody will get it. Somebody will guess the background. If you know what that background was that I showed, you gotta send me a message either on YouTube or on X, Twitter. We'll see if you can get it. It shouldn't be that difficult. I think it was a difficult one, but maybe it is. Sentenced to be a hero. All right. Yes, this is I think a lot of people should be talking about this one. It's very action-packed. This more recent episode, they've revealed a bit more as to what's going on. It sounds like the royal family has been infested with demons or demon blight. So, and we got a little more backstory on Dota. And Veritax, help. Help me, Veritax, help. I mean, Veritax got 2.5 dimensional seduction like that, like, boom. But we'll have to see. If anybody's watching the replay, we'll have to see who can come up with what that show would be. It's one I've watched, so. Poor comic dropped again. Oh no. Okay, so yes, Sentenced to be a Hero. We're finding out more backstory of what's going on. And I'd like to see Xylo get his comeuppance on these the demon blight that have infiltrated everywhere, it seems. So when your highest levels of government and people that rule you are infested with demon blight, there's not much you can do. There's nobody to turn to, nobody to trust. So that's where we are with that one. Chain Soldier Season 2, episode number 8 was the most recent one I watched. And what happened there? Okay, they were having another meeting, and they were having a little bit of downtime, I believe it is in Osaka. But they ran into the one girl there that's going around and kidnapping all these young girls. So she actually caught Yuki, and we'll have to see what happens there. I think that's where we left off, is she caught him, and she's going to take him away. But they managed to rescue all the girls she had caught. But it's going to be pretty bad. And it's the second commander and the 7th. So Kyoka and one of the other girls are there for protection. Yeah, Fabric, they're gearing up for something. And watching the second commander use her ability of like multiple people, that's great. She just punched the crap out of those Shuki that were there. That was very satisfying. The Holy Grail of Eris. More treachery, more backroom dealing, more secret underground societies and such. All being pulled, the strings are being pulled by by the princess, who is not really a princess. She's the daughter of a prostitute, so something not good there. Something not right. But the backroom dealing continues on as Constance tries to find out that it looks like it was Scarlet's father that actually gave her up for the execution. So that's pretty disheartening. You figure out that her father was the one that sent her to be executed. But that's Holy Grail of Eris. Frieren. More Frieren. We only get 10 episodes this season. That's too bad. But I can see they don't want to catch up to the manga anytime soon. So we'll have to see if they're going to be able to put in a large plot point or a large battle at all for Frieren. I think the last episode they met up with the proctor of the first exam and Methode, who was also who's just became a first-class mage, and she was in the mage exam. They were at the village. It was actually his village, the proctor's home village, and the demons wiped out everybody. But they managed to get rid of the demons, and I believe they're going to go find one more. So everybody's going to team up to go and take down this one nasty demon. And I can't wait for it. Hell Mode. I haven't caught up to the next episode yet. But the last one I watched was where he was going out and just gathering experience points. He managed to save a few people. He's like, just don't tell anybody. So I'm going to watch that next one today. Hell Mode is really enjoyable. I'm liking it. And yeah, just an overall fun show to watch. Can't wait to see him get even more stronger than he is now. Reincarnated Dragon Hatchling. The last episode I watched, he was just got enough experience points to evolve again. And now he's met up with the girl he was looking for, saving her from those three-eyed wolves. And now hopefully he'll be able to talk to her or communicate somehow, because right now she can only understand that he's speaking in grunts and he can't understand her at all. So there's hopefully some progress is made when he does his next evolving. I'll probably watch that today as well. The Misanthrope teaches a class for demi-humans. Man, we found out that the girl that is the Shrike is not really a Shrike. She is actually the director of the whole school. She's a phoenix. She's disguising what she looks like. She disguises herself as a student, but she is actually a phoenix, and she wants to become human. I think it's because she wants to experience death. Because obviously being a phoenix, you're always going to be reborn. So we found that out last episode. And there's a new student too. The mermaid has graduated. And now we have like Mouse Girl. Oh, and Cat Girl. So we've got a Mouse Girl, we've got a Cat Girl. We still have Wolf Girl there and Bunny Girl. And the Phoenix who is disguising herself as a student. So that's where we're at so far. And it looks like our teacher's got... oh, there's also Dragon Girl who keeps confessing her love for the teacher. And he's like, you can't do that. Stop doing that. It's not proper. She's like, but I can't help it. I love you. And he's like, no, don't do that. Stop doing that. So, Dragon Girl. Oh, Kunon the Sorcerer. Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 episodes behind on that one. I've kind of left that one, let that one pile up a bit. So he can see, and now that he's made eyes for himself out of water and the magic he uses, now he's seeing weird things, like people have wings or a feather sticking out of their head, or just odd stuff. His master is like a big giant figure of light. So I'm hoping in these next 2 episodes that we'll find out what's going on, because I'm 2 episodes behind. So hopefully I'll get to find out what's going on with all that. And the one anime I'm watching that's not from this season, but it is something I'll watch in the evenings, is Lupin the Third Part 2. I'm already at episode 35. So I'm just working my way through that. There's 155 episodes, so I've got a ways to go. But if I watch 2 a night like I've been doing, it shouldn't be too long. It's all right. I don't mind it. There's he does a little too much simping for Fujiko though. I mean, she is good looking, but he shouldn't fall over himself to give her everything she wants, because she just turns around and stabs him in the back anyway. So I'd like to see him learn a lesson, but I don't think we're at the point in time in anime for that. This was from 1977. So we'll just see how it goes. I will work my way through though, and then after that I'll start the next series. Start on series number 3 of Lupin the Third. But that's it. I've gone through the whole season, or this season of the shows I'm watching. Nice to see you guys are watching some of the same stuff too. I'm quite happy about that. There's some pretty good shows this season. As time goes by, towards April, we'll start, or actually through March here, because a lot of these are at episode 9, so we'll be wrapping some of these shows up pretty soon. There's only 3 episodes left, so March we'll probably wrap stuff up, and we'll get to checking out a preview of the next season. So that'll be exciting. I can't wait to see what's coming up. Because where we're at right now, this is winter, right? So the next one up will be spring season. Spring of 2026, and we'll see some of the shows that are coming at that time. I don't know if there's special episodes for MHA. Huh. Well, maybe there isn't as many as I thought that I would like to watch. There is going to be lots, though. Oh, the 3rd season of Reborn as a Vending Machine. There you go. So that's one I definitely want to get to watch. But yes. Oh, and do you like big girls? We'll put that one on the list. But we'll save that for another time to go through. Right now, I just want to thank everybody that came out today. Much appreciated. People like Comic Relief Crusader, Fabric Folds. It's always good to see you guys. B17. Anybody else that was lurking and listening, I appreciate that. Reborn? That's all you. Yeah, it is. If you don't like Vending Machine, that's okay. I enjoy it. Make sure you guys please hit that like button and tell your friends, spread the word, let them know Old Pop's here. We talk about anime every Sunday, and every month it's a different theme. At least that's what I try to do. So you can persuade them with that as well. Yeah, big girls, highly anticipated. Yeah, there you go, Fabric. Coming up on Tuesday, more Trades Talk Tuesday. Stop on by. We'll take a look at things through the lens of the skilled trades. We'll see what's going on out there. We'll look into the shortage of the skilled trades and check out some pictures and videos of some of the stuff I've been working on. After that, it's Saturday for me. That's more Odin Sphere. I've managed to get another character open. So now it's playing with Velvet. So now I have to start at level 0 again and work my way up again to get through the next story arc, which is Velvet's story. They have to be tall enough to put the protagonist at thigh height. I was thinking Opie height. That way they can sort of rest them on his head. But that's on Saturday. And then once again, Sunday rolls around. We'll be doing this again. More movies. So I'll watch an anime movie and I'll let you guys know all about it. We can go over it here. It could be it'll be a different movie, different genre, all across the board. Though it's wide open as long as it's classified as a movie. And when I'm not streaming, you can visit these other streamers like Pacific 4 and 4 or DJ Ronnie G or Brandon the Anime Guy or Carl at the Gaming Podcast. There's also the Comic Relief Crusader who's going to be streaming in an hour. His show is called Huge Circles, where he does his drawing of his comic he's doing. And him and Al will have a good old chat about comics and just about everything under the sun. There's also Infinite Metal, who is on Kick and Twitch. I had a fun time watching Infinite Metal last night. It was a good show. Watching him play Phantasy Star 3. And we always have some good laughs there. He is the Edgar Bergen of Twitch. And then there's Call Me Kixie. She is a great VTuber over on Twitch. And she's on YouTube as well. Just type in Call Me Kixie and that'll come right up. It's all one word. And she plays indie games and she's very warm and welcoming and you have a really good time. She streams on Saturdays and she streams for like 6 hours, so you're bound to catch her. A very good VTuber. Like I say, you always feel so welcome when you come to her stream. So check her out. Other than that, that's it for me today, fellas. And there you go. Comic Relief Crusader putting his link in the chat there. You can click on that. Check him out. He's going to be going on live in an hour. Oh, no. Thigh height for Maximum Etchy. Who's fetishing the way, Pop? You will have to catch comic on VOD because you were working all night and have to sleep. Yeah, get yourself some sleep, Fabric. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out, chatting. You're a tired fella. Those all-night shifts are just brutal. But I do appreciate you coming by. And I hope to see you guys the next time I'm streaming, which will be on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it, and I had fun, and I hope you did as well. Until the next time, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.